Okay, folks, I am recording the replay. This is round 3, game 1 against Snowman playing Dredge. Um, he serum powders away to first hand. I debate whether or not I should mulligan to a wasteland. But I opt against it because I actually have a reasonable curve otherwise. And if he mulligans to Oblivion, I could put quick pressure and end the game quickly. So I keep. And of course, he has a Bazaar. So, I should warn you now, there's some pretty ugly play coming ahead. So, we'll leave with the Metalworker. Turn to Worm Coil. He discards a Troll and 2 Bridges. And he's off to the races. So, a couple interesting things. Some Elvish Spirit Guides, I imagine, to help him drop Nature's Claims. I don't know if he runs those main deck or not. So, we get an early Cobble Therapy and no Sphere. But he's going to bounce it back and still take my Worm Coil away. So, I'm out of business. Play Revoker. I got no real targets. So, I named Goat Napper because, meh, what was Scared Goat? Alright, this was a pretty bad misplay on his part, I feel. He should have known from the therapies that I drew the Revoker. So he knows what's in my hand. I guess he could be worried that what's on my library, but knowing the information, I have no nasty threats. I suppose, if I draw a staff next turn, I could beat him, but it could be anywhere in the library. I don't feel like he should have been playing around that. And in blocking, it did kill 2 Bridges. So, I think it was a good attack on my part to get rid, it would have only been 1 point of damage. I feel like he should have taken it. And this game goes way longer than it probably should have because of that block. So, he's already down to 26 cards. I mean, he's between the Serum Powder and the aggressive dredging. He's plowing through his library. So, hits 2 Narcomoebas. At this point, there's Dread Return. He's got some Blood Gas. That'll come back into play. No big target, although, at this point, the Grave Troll will get there. So, I think he was maybe dredged a little too aggressively. Dredges again. He has a salvage, so in come the Blood Gas. At this point, I think he makes a bad strategy decision. Right at this point, I think his strategy should be to Dread Return Elvish Norn and just win the game that way. Sack the 3 Blood Gas. Hit me this turn for 4 with the Zombie Cat. Next turn, that's 4, 8, 12, 18, 24 damage plus the Elvish Norn. more than lethal. Like, that should be the play, in my opinion. I have zero outs to that. But he doesn't do that. It appears he's looking for a zombie kill for whatever reason. So he ends up passing the turn. Um, like I said, it, I can't say that I would have seen that as the brilliant play while I'm playing. I did find it odd. I mean, it's odd enough that he's got it in their main deck, which maybe is a good metagame call. I mean, that's pretty devastating to all the fish decks. So, anyway, he passes turn. I draw Batter Skull, play it, because it's all I can do. Which does complicate the board state a little bit, since I'm now at 22 life. Although I should be dead, or nearly dead. I pass turn back. At this point, he basically goes all in on his mistake. He's looking for a bridge. I don't know why. But he dredges hard. There it goes, down to 1. And then he draws the last card in his library. So, this is it. This is the last turn. All for 1 bridge from below. He should still win. I tried to write this out in text so I get it right. I feel like the play at this point is to return the Iona, sacking the 3 blood gas, which will give him the 3 replacement zombies. If he has a land, all the better. Land drop, land fall the gas back, sack again for Flame King Zealot. Even without it, he could drop 2 Narcomoebas and a new zombie and get the Flamekin. So he would have 3 5/5 zombies. The Flamekin would be a 5/5. And the Elish Norn would be a 5/8. So he would have 25 damage. I would lose the Revoker. The Batter Skull would be a 2/2. I could block 1, which means I take 20 damage. I have lifelink 2, putting me at 20, and it's the exact kill. He makes a mistake, so he's obviously thinking about it because he started over. So in comes the Dread Return. And he is mistakenly grabbing Flamekin Zealot. So at this point, I'm a little stunned, tilted a little bit even, because this seems bad. Like, this isn't enough. If he attacks, I block, I gain 4, I take 15, and he dies next turn. So this seemed really, really awkward. And at this point, I don't realize that I can't lose. I, for whatever reason, have it in my head that if he gets the Elish Norn, I still die. And when he Dread returns again, at this point, I'm clicking concede. I just did the math wrong, and don't realize that when this resolves, he does not have enough hasted creatures to deal lethal damage. And this is going to sting a bit. So, there it is. He now swings for 20. I block 1. I take 15 and gain 2. So I'm at 5 life and I win. Except I was already conceding. Pretty disappointing. Still disappointed. Going to be disappointed for a while. And that stinks. And he made mistakes and gave me the game. And I refused it. Yeah. Whoops. Alright, so game 2 sideboarded. Okay, so game 2, I am majorly tilted at this point. In clan chat, I must have said, yeah, I can't believe I just conceded a game I won. And majorly tilted, but I go grab 4 ley lines, 3 Dormod scripts, 3 Triskelions. I dump the Revokers. I dump a couple Chalices. Even though Chalice at 1 is pretty good, Chalice at 8 is unlikely. And I don't recall seeing any Icaras. So, but, yeah. So, here we go. This is a keeper. Leyline, Wasteland, Double Thorn. So, we got a keeper. He goes to 5, and a Serum Powder. And, of course, I'm thinking, yeah, this would be the game he mulls to Oblivion when I actually have what I need to win. So, I can't stop 1 activation of the Bazaar, so I don't lead with the Wasteland. I lead with a Thorn, so that I do stop a turn 1 Nature's Claim, Chain of Vapor, whatever. I don't Wasteland because he's still going to get 1 Bazaar activation no matter what, whether I play it turn 1 or turn 2 on the draw, on the play here. So, we get the Thorn down. Turn 2, second Thorn, Wasteland for Bazaar. And he activates. This is the, I think the hardest part about playing Dredge is the post-board games. He obviously was playing for no ley line, and I had ley line. And I find that if you try to play around the ley line and not go for the Bazaar, and you get the ley line hate and they don't have it, then you end up waiting too long and not getting anywhere. It's the tough part about it. So I play the Wasteland, kill the Bazaar, and he scoops. Just like that. Okay, so game 3, I should be 2-0 and 2-1 in the event. Instead, I have to play a boarded game 3 against Dredge on the draw, which doesn't make me happy, but it is what it is. So, he mulligans, or he Serum Powders, rather, and there goes 3 Trolls, and a Bridge, which isn't, and I kind of forgot about that Spirit Guide last turn, which made the Thorn of Amethyst a much better play. So, he goes to 6. I'm going to keep the ley line. He's only down to 6, so I ley line. A little nervous here. If he Spirit Guides claims it with a Bazaar, like, this could go wrong very quick. I don't have any kind of backup. Pseudo backup is Batterskull. Lesson learned from last week. It can bounce and kill the Germ. So I draw End of the Sphere, which, I'm gonna play the Sphere and Soul Ring and go to it. Next turn, Batterskull. with a red source, which is nice, which means I can maybe get the welder online. He's going to Bazaar, and we just lost 2 Narcomoebas, and Serum Powder is irrelevant. Gems don't mind. I get a little nervous. Again, not much protection. Drawn to the welder, which doesn't help me until I get an artifact in the yard. So I get a Batter Skull down. Like, at this point, I've got 3 mana. Batter Skull can kill bridges. That's just got to be my plan. So, another Bizarre activation. 2 therapies. Bloodghast. So, he's down to 40 cards. And now I'm in a spot where this is kind of tough. Like, this is a hard decision. If he blows up my ley line and goes nuts, like, I want the mana to bounce the Batter Skull. But at the same rate, like, the second sphere can keep him from going nuts. So I opt for the aggressive plan. I get an 8-point life swing, which I feel is, pretty pertinent here. And just trying to keep aggressive. Keep him on his back foot, ride that ley line as long as I can. Which is until now. But I'll take the extra 4 points of life. Again, like, 1 bridge is gone, 2 therapies, a Bloodghast out of the 4, a Dread Return. The 3 trolls are gone, 2 Narcomoebas. Like, he's not going to explode under 2 spheres. So, losing the ley line is bad. But, I do have my bridge killer. And, we'll make do with what we got. He's going to dredge 1 card, get a Narcomoeba. He doesn't hit a bridge. So, also worth noting, I kill a bridge just by relocating the, say he turns 2 bridges, I won't want to attack into it. If I draw a mana source, I can equip the Batter Skull to the Golem, make it a 9/7 Vigilance lifelink, swing, kill the Germ token, remove his bridges, swing, and continue, getting value. Therapies me, which, worried me a little bit at first. He goes after a Crypt, which doesn't exist. So, no big deal there. I swing for 9. I play the Opal and Wormcoil. So at this point, even if he goes nuts, like during his upkeep, Stinkweed and the Troll, discard the Troll again, Flamekin, craziness. Unless he gets the Stone Nut, he can't. He could Dread Return or Gobble Therapy. But he can't do both. I feel like I have him, at a spot where I can win. So, upkeep, he hits the Narcomoeba. There's a Terastodon. Doesn't really do much here. Amoeba into play. And that's it. So, nothing there. And we beat Dredge. Should have beaten him 3 games out of 3. 2 out of 3. 2-1 in the event. On to round 4.